Well, I thought I'd tie in a Breath of the Wild type of video for this week. This was done by Dark Horse, and for those of you who don't know, this Creating Champions Dark Horse book, and I guess there are goodies in here as well. They did like Star Wars comics, and they've worked with Nintendo before. They do a lot of, I'll say, artwork and other things, of course, but wow. I forgot I even had this until making the Breath of the Wild video, so that was kind of a like, oh, let me tie this in with my main channel. Ironically enough, I got this for like $50. The MSRP on this is $109.99. I think now it's like, well, I actually genuinely don't know, but this has a lot of artwork. Obviously the spirit orb from Breath of the Wild, maybe some art cards. It actually tells you. Hold on. Let's see here. Official Blue Royal Family includes Official Blue, the Royal Family slipcase with the drawer. As Creating a Champion art book, exclusive Diaz design, clothing cover, only in this edition. Hyrule World map printed on cloth. Wow. Picture of the champion's art print, a replica of the photo Link receives after the champion's receives from cast of the champion's followed. The spirit orb. Whoa, it's glass. Oh wow, they actually went the mile on this. I can't. Oh shoot, this is pretty good. I don't even, because I remember getting it for like $50. It wasn't even like expensive. Also, your health tip for this video is if you want to get natural electrolytes, I actually would just recommend like coconut water. You could also get like certain like salts or packets or something like that. I'd have to do a little more research on what ones I'd want to actually like talk about, but I mean, just for a generic video, like this is just coconut water. Like coconut water has a lot of nature's electrolytes. Just, I don't know, there's your health tip, man. I had it on the side. I was like, I need a health tip for the video, and I was like, oh right, I could just, duh. So anyway, let's open this up because I know when it comes to game preservation, I am like very particular. And this is one of those things where it's like, I would love to donate my stuff to the Natural Video Game History Foundation, in just anything. Like if I could donate anything to them, this way they preserve games, because here in America, we have a lot more freedom when it comes to how we preserve our games and stuff like that, compared to other countries. So it makes it very prime to preserve not only just the games, but the media like this as well. So, honestly, in terms of the cover stuff, it's a royal. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Oh my god. It's not only heavy, but the book itself is thick. And I mean like in a good way. Like if you pull this off like a shelf, like you might impress like someone, you know, like you pull this off a shelf, like you got a girl over or something, you're gonna impress someone with this. This is a girthy book. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's open up everything else, right? I think this is that print. And it comes in like a nice envelope with the shield on it, just the traveler shield. Oh, wow, I actually almost regret opening this. Holy crud. The cloth. All right. So, I don't know what to do with this, and I don't even think I can't even fully open this. Okay, yeah, this is just a full-on map of Hyrule. All right, I'm not gonna open this fully, just because it's gonna be too big for this camera, and sorry about that. Plus, I would probably want to hang it somewhere or something, and you know, you guys, if you've seen my videos, you know I have a huge wall of things that, you know, are hung up. Once I totally become a famous YouTuber and I'm able to buy a house, you know, kind of like every other YouTuber, it is definitely going to be a mission to hang as much up as possible. I don't want a single drop of paint shown on that wall. It sounds it sounds cringy when I say it like that. But no, I love the fact that I have so much wonderful art still, even after all this time as a kid. I saved a lot of pre-orders, and oh, wow. Jeez, my neighbors really slammed the freaking door. What the heck? And they're really just slamming the door. I actually like paused for a second. Jeez, I don't know if it picked up on that, but anyway. by the way, I found this when I was looking through my teacher's notes. I was thinking you should be the one to keep it. And it's a picture of all of the champions. This is adorable. And in every sense of the word, I don't even... Like, where would I put this? It's... Like, it looks... You know what? This feels way better than... It feels better than my diploma. Because my diploma comes into something similar to this. And it's just so beautiful. Like, it's simple. It's... I'm gonna be honest. It is cheap. Like making these is fairly frivolous. Like, I'm sorry. Like, photography and printing photos... You know, especially a screen grab from, like, a game. Like... I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they went the extra mile to... No, they didn't. There's no plastic over it. It's just a laminated kind of, like, photo. But other than that, I mean, it's still wonderful. Like, I still love it. Okay, so let's... Where's that orb? Oh, it comes... Oh, look at this! It comes in, like, a little... You pull this out, and then... That's it. Wait, really? That's it? You know, I expected this to be, like, bigger. You can see the spirit orb in there. It is glass. I don't have anything to put this on, though. That's another thing. I don't have any, like... I have all these desk things, but I don't have anything to put this on. I've seen those, like, TikTok things, too, where it's like, oh, get the spirit orb from, like, Breath of the Wild in, like, your desk, and it, like, lights up and stuff. And, like, this is an actual one that's, like... I mean, I don't even know if you can see it. Can you see it? Like, I don't feel like the camera's doing it justice. But I'm pretty sure you can see the crest in there. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Okay. I don't know what to do with this, because it's not... Like, I can't just put this on my desk. Like, I'd like to, but I just can't. Because there's nothing... It's just gonna roll off. That's a big thing right there. Is like, it's just gonna roll off. So... that's gotta be rough. Alright, so, the book. The book is gonna be the biggest one. I might just take a picture of the cloth afterwards and put it on my Instagram, which you should follow. Ironically enough, I don't think I put the S in Glitchy Games, which is kind of funny. But anyway, so we open the book, and... Wow. I mean, like... Okay, so... Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Creating a Champion. The translation by... Translator Keaton White. And obviously these are just the people who are part of it. Legend of Zelda Masterworks, published by first edition December 2017. And, you know, they give special thanks to everyone. Of course they have to give special thanks to Nintendo. It's just Nintendo famously not... giving credits to people usually. It's funny to see that, you know, they get the credit there. So we have illustrations, development, history. Oh my god. 10,000 years ago lore. I think that's when Zelda went back and Tears of the Kingdom. We'll have to take a look at that. The Great Calamity Downfall, the present resurrection of the hero, back to the roots. Yeah, so this is going to be... Oh my god, there's over 400 pages. All right, I don't know how long this is going to take. I'm going to just keep it, you know, simple as much as we can. And you know what? It's so funny. They're taking screen grabs from the game. Immerse yourself in the beautiful worlds of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild with the official illustrations completed as of March 2018. So, like, they compiled all of their work. Oh my gosh. Wait, how did we not see this in-game? I would have loved to have seen that in-game. We really need this in, like, the next Hyrule Warriors game. Because, I mean, like, man, my theory behind that also is Zelda sent the New Age champions to the Great Calamity. But that's my theory on it. So these seem like early illustrations that, I mean, okay, let me zoom in for you. These just seem like really good early illustrations, and I know that this light is like covering, it's glossy, but yeah. I don't have like the most, you know, I don't have the fanciest setup. I'm definitely not Scott the Woz in that regard, but in terms of lighting, I do what I can. So this is just more artwork. See, I like this watercolor like stuff. I feel like if I like I don't know, like, if someone could get, like, a print of this and then put this on a wall, that'd be kind of cool. I love artwork like this, just because it's like, man, when I drew the official box art at E3 illustration, I wanted to give the sense that Link was confronting the world. My first sketch portrayed Link looking out over Hyrule and his back to the viewer, and then I experienced with several compositions, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, so basically it's like the concept was Link is exploring the world and taking on the world because he really had nothing, right? So then, yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense, and that's what we got as the final thing. Although this, I believe this artwork was used in the European version, or just other versions outside of, like, the US. I mean, wow. It's so weird to see these artworks, and neighbors ring this bell. I don't know if it's part of their religion, but they do it a lot. I don't know if the camera's picking up on it. I don't know if it's picking up on it, but yeah. Anyway, I guess someone will have to let me know down below. But this is a nice, like, passing of the torch picture, and I think I have this as, like, a desktop, like, a background or something like that, because this is a really cool picture, and this was part of the Weekly Famitsu, actually, oh yeah, right here, Weekly Famitsu cover art, and, I don't know, I kind of like the idea of Link passing the torch to himself. I don't think this is Link to the Past Link. I think this is Link from the first Zelda, just reimagined. Let's see. To celebrate the launch title, I don't want to focus on one size different weapon. Oh, past to present, so maybe it's Link to the Past? I don't know. His hair was purple, though. Or pink. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, wow. These illustrations go hard. Oh my gosh. Now I just wish, like... Oh. And this was part of a Game Informer one, actually. Oh, it says it right here. It says... Okay, so it does say where the illustrations are from. It does indeed say where the illustrations are from. This Game Informer illustration is beautiful. Hands down. One of the best. Ah, man. And then this was great, Explorer's Guide. This was part of that, like, weird Nintendo, like, Nintendo only did it for, I think, like, Splatoon 2, Mario Odyssey, and Breath of the Wild, where they had, like, little guidebooks and different artworks for the games. And I don't think they costed, like, their MSRP. I don't think it was extra. I think they just did something unique and different so that they could sell more copies of the same game, which is fine, I guess. This is a cool artwork. I love seeing the variations on it, and also Windblight Ganon is probably my favorite Ganon to fight. If I had to say the one Ganon I don't like fighting the most, honestly, I would say Waterblight. It's just, Waterblight is so boring. You could take Waterblight out easily. Windblight, there's like this aerial aspect to it. Fireblight, you know, you have this, the fire aspect, obviously, and the shielding. And then the Lightning Blight is just like a fast dude that you have to parry. Like, you have to, like, I know people, the thing I hate about Lightning Blight Ganon isn't actually, like, jeez. Yeah, they're really... Oh, man. So to suffice to say, I had to pause it here and there just because my neighbors were really doing their I know it's probably a religious thing, but you know, like, whenever that happens, my mom's over, she's always like, up, Tinkerbell's going at it again, because we watched Peter Pan when we were younger, I guess, and it's just it's funny, but you know, I don't know the actual, like, implications as to why the bell is being rung. So I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut on it, but it gets annoying. They do it around, like, a certain time every day, and it's like routine. But they came back from, like, a vacation, and, like, they've just been loud recently. I don't know what it is. So now that we have this, so these are the rough sketches, I'm assuming, of, like, Zelda and Link, and then this is the final product, which you got for the DLC pack. I like that, like, Nintendo prepaid card rough designs. Official. Yeah, so these are the pre-part, like, what I show in my video, actually. This. So, that's kind of why I was like, oh, let me just go get that real quick. But yeah, this is the, oh, just fell backwards. Yeah. It's funny, though, that on this, there's no link. And I've seen ones where link is on it. That's so weird. Well, in any case, let's keep going. And then, obviously, this is just another one when they added the, I think it was an update where they added hard mode. And then, obviously, the champions with Zelda. Nothing crazy there. Like, this artwork seems very... Oh, well, this artwork's cute. This is an official desktop background I think I have. Wolf Link, if you saw my Breath of the Wild video, you know I really, really wish they added more of that. A recreation of the original Legend of Zelda. Some Winter Guardian stuff at the, the old man's hut. I love that. I wish you could do more in Breath of the Wild. Like, we're gonna get it for the Switch 3, I guarantee it. And the official artwork for the sword. These are just official artworks. Let's see here. Twitter official 1-year anniversary illustration. So yeah, these are official illustrations. You can find them online. So here we go to character art. Now, I guess this is what Link was supposed to look like before. And I remember during the time, too, people were like, is that even Link? He's wearing blue. It might not be Link. It might not be Link. And I'm like, guys, what? It's got to be Link. They just do it a redesign, I guess. And then Calamity Ganon having a design with Link. It's just... These are very before, during, and after, right? And that seems to be the name of the game here, I guess. A lot of rough sketches before they add color. Just keep going. I kind of like, and pause, by the way, if you ever want to like look deeper into something, of course, you're more than welcome to pause. You could try and zoom in on your phone or something. This is just because not everyone has access and abilities to get this on the internet. Because if, someone scanned this and put it in non-preservational purposes, of course, Nintendo would take it down. But if I want to preserve it for historical reasons in the US, I believe I'm allowed to. I think. I don't know the actual, like, legal implications of that. Guardians, like, they terrified me at first. Now I take them out pretty easy. Pissed that Cass didn't come back for Tears of the Kingdom. When I eventually tackle Tears of the Kingdom, I have a few jokes in mind where it's like, Link never uses his shield, by the way. And in any of the artworks, he never really has, like, the Hylian shield. I don't think I've ever seen an official artwork with him having the Hylian shield. Cass doesn't return. He never uses his shield. I have some jokes in the pipeline for that. But development. Now, this is more towards me where it's like, oh, look at all these sketches. A hero awakens from a long slumber, guided by Zelda, obviously, and now you have all these different sketches. And I wonder how long it took them to recreate, like, all of... Oh, I don't think I can show that. No, I'm kidding. I can show it. Yeah, basically, it's just very... Wow, did not expect this one. But no, I mean, it makes sense with the underwear and stuff. So, developers note Link seems the protagonist, always saw blah, blah, blah. So this is just a quote from Eiji Aonuma. You can pause to read, of course. Link looks more, I don't want to say like Lord of the Rings here, but he kind of does. Like, if Lord of the Rings was an anime, this is what I expect Link to look like. I kind of am surprised his, like, hood isn't green. I would have liked his hood to be green. Like, the default. Whoa. Oh, This is, wow. Biker Link did not expect that. Let me read this a little bit. Different chest pattern on page 60. Oh yeah, it was a different pattern, but I didn't pay too much mind to it. But yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it was very much a different pattern. So, like, I can't imagine, like, the fact that this is official artwork, by the way, just is the funniest thing. I think there's also a space alien thing. I don't know if we'll see it, but I know there was a space alien thing in development. There were tons of YouTubers who've tackled it. I don't have one off the top of my head, but you could easily find it. Wolf Link Amiibo. Wolf Link is Twilight Beast from Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Wolf Link Amiibo was released alongside the HD remake that we still don't have on the Switch yet. So I'm probably gonna tackle it before they ever put it on. Anyway, so we have some other artist renders and stuff, and like I guess this was like a really interesting. I mean, well, Link is always the knight that sacrifices himself for the princess. And the princess is always the one to sacrifice herself for the kingdom. Honestly, Link's memory loss and personality change. For those of you who've never played Age of Calamity, he is a completely different beast in Age of Calamity. Oh. And I know it's like Hyrule Warriors gameplay, but like the more I think about it, the more it's like, okay, yeah, no. If he had his memories, he would have wrecked Ganon, Calamity Ganon. Because mind you, he was weakened after 100 years. Zelda and him were going at it like back and forth for 100 years. I guess these are all of like the designs of Zelda for Breath of the Wild, which this is the closest one to Tears of the Kingdom in my opinion, right? Like this has to be the closest one to Tears of the Kingdom. This is just very Pura inspired. Everything else seems like classic and like a mix of different classic Skyward Sword or Link to the Past or other things, right? Let's see here. Just more. And I mean the joke I made in the episode of like it was the what was it like please don't show Zelda I have this picture. Like I didn't expect them to make her so thick in this. Like I did not expect that. And I think a lot of people did. But either way, her design in this is very wonderful. And honestly, I remember people saying that they thought she was pregnant in this. And I would have loved to have seen a pregnant Zelda. Just because we've never really seen any kind of like, like family aspect, right? Like to Zelda. And I know it's like the weird thing to say, but it's like to have Link and Zelda be together, like, and happy finally. Like I would like to see a family aspect, maybe. Maybe a little girl named Linkle. I don't know. But these are just, I guess, older concepts. Yeah. Because then they go through like the eye changes, the nose change, the ear changes even. So they go through like these renditions and stuff like that. And honestly, some of these designs, I'm gonna be honest, I actually kind of want to see make some kind of return. This is very Ocarina of Time, but more like, I guess, regal. And this is very, I want to say Link Between Worlds is more or less. And this just looks like for the Saturday AM cartoon. It's weird, just like what we could have gotten. Now the Ganons and Calamity Ganon Blight. These are interesting. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so these are rough designs. Is this 3D art or is this just like pseudo 3D art where it's like 2D and then it just like I don't know if you could tell from this, but it like if you look at it up close, like zoom in on this, you could actually like see it kind of looks 3D-ish. And then maybe they just took a picture and then like painted it on. I really love this artwork of Calamity Ganon, and all the different forms he has. Which, let me know down below what your favorite Ganon is, like Calamity Ganon. Like I said before, my least favorite is Water Blight, and my favorite is definitely Wind Blight. I think getting to Wind Blight isn't the hardest. The hardest has to be the Lightning Blight Ganon. I know people complain about his fight being hard, but I don't think it's hard because by the time you get to him, you've already gotten the other 3 Blights. Because if you tackle, that one first, yeah, sure, you're gonna have a hard time, but it's not, Ganon's Cocoon. Princess Zelda sealed Calamity Ganon in this pupal state 100 years ago, right before its revival. It has remained dormant ever since. Ganon's Cocoon rests in the audience chamber of the Sanctum of Hyrule Castle. It has waited on the cusp of revival for a century. Yeah, so it's like this pimple could have popped any moment. Gosh, she has been holding him back for how long? Incomplete Ganon tentative. So it's like this would have been cool. Like, imagine if, like, this Ganon broke out and actually caused havoc amongst, like, Hyrule. Like, some kind of, like, bizarre, fast, rapid spider creature, and you have to race him all against Hyrule just to, like, Like, I would have loved a horse chase or a master cycle chase where you're actually, like, fighting Calamity Ganon, taking out his sides and stuff like that. Like, that would have been really cool. And then once you weaken him enough to where he has to stay stable, then you fight him there or something. I don't know. I think that would have been really interesting. Would it have been possible on the Switch? God, no. But still. And then for him to Dark Beast Ganon just seems like blah, 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 blah. I want to see if it, like... Because in the game, she says he's given up on resurrection and has taken the form of full malice or whatever. But it's like, I almost want to say that's like a mistranslation. That seems very mistranslation-y, right? Because Ganon has taken these like pig forms before and has been completely resurrected, like Twilight Princess, for example. Now we're on to the Phantom Ganons. Honestly, they don't really seem like they've changed much. Do we have rough designs for these? Because these seem very just detailed and, like, you know, we have the screenshots of them. So, I don't know. Yeah, we don't... No, that was pretty much it. What is this face with Daruk? Okay. So these are the rough designs of the champions. Honestly... Oh, that's right. We had, a Minish as potentially one of the champions, which I'm a little upset we didn't get because the Minish, I mean, I've never played the Minish Cap, but I know that people love them so much. Oh, here we go, some rough designs of Nifa. I would say rough designs, but this seems pretty final. Except maybe, like, I don't know, the how long the fins are. I think they're up a little more. But other than that, everything else seems pretty up and up. The rough design here, though, is... Wow. More like a... What is it called? A lionfish? You know what? That would have been interesting, right? But like an anime schoolgirl style kind of thing. Huh. And I guess even then, it's like all detailed. Like, it's really interesting to see this, and not many people actually, like, get to see this, because I guess it was $100. But I got this dirt cheap. Because I'm a cheap guy, very cheap. For those of you who don't know, I'm fairly frugal for the most part. Wow, these Daruk rough designs are rough. Oh, wow. Why does this scream like uncle to me? Like, this screams unk status right here. I'm gonna bring it closer. That screams like unk status, as the kids would say. And then grandpa status over here. Like, Daruk is like everyone's uncle in that game. He's like, you know, like the older guy. You know, his hair is rocks too, I think, right? I'm trying to remember if like Goron hair is rocks or it like actually is just hair. Because it's like too coiffed to be like anything else, but now I want to know. Hold on. Nope. I think it's rocks. I think his hair is just rocks. Someone tell me down below if Goron hair is rocks. I think I've seen it coifftly move in the game, so maybe it is just hair, or it's just Goron anatomy is weird. This rough design for the Rito of Rivali, I just like... I think Decidui, and I like the musician aspect. I really wish they had kept the musician aspect, because music is a big thing in Breath of the Wild. For those of you who don't know, Cass, you know, he plays the accordion. So I guess that, like, remnant of music is still there. I would have loved to have seen, you know, more on that, right? And then we have Urbosa, and, wow. These designs, they scream Ocarina of Time. And, can I show this? I don't even, you know, it's fine. I'm pretty sure I could show it. The champion's favorite weapons. Light skill trident, wheel of Neath, bolt break. So yeah, just all of the champion's weapons, which, by the way, I know there's a way that you can get the champion's weapons back, and there is a way you can get the Hylian shield, fixed, but it's like... Why? Like every other item is so expendable in the game. I mean, like, you know, I wish I could, like, I think you could duplicate them or something. There's like a glitch or something where you could just buy more. But the champion's weapons are special. I mean, that's why I just hang them up. Except Mipha's trident, because I think I switched it out. I wish they gave you more room in the house, because you can't hang everything up. You can't even, in Breath of the Wild, you can't even, like, get all of the, like, the clothing armor sets. and you can't even upgrade them all. So it's like you have to pick and choose which ones you want because it only has 100 slots, but there's more than 100 like pieces of clothing. And it seems like the Hylians are next up on this. It just kind of makes sense. The king, okay, cool. I mean, you know, yeah, it's pretty much. Wait, was he? Oh, yeah, no, he's a spirit. So I guess they kind of just. I'm confused. Like, if did they do the Daisy thing where they slowly like made? Well, actually, the opposite of the Daisy thing. For those of you who don't know, I'm assuming Daisy was supposed to be more ethnic, but since the attacks on September 11th happened, they slowly made her whiter and whiter over time. I think that was because of it, like especially around that time. That's my guess, right? Like that's my guess. But with the king, it just seems like he went backwards on that. I'm not sure, but here we have Beetle. And I mean, it makes sense. Just Beetle. This guy was cool, Kilton. I didn't talk about him in my review just because I didn't really have much to say about Kilton. He's a little weirdo. That's pretty much it. He wants you to get things for him, and that's pretty much it. Nothing crazy. It's pretty. Like, I don't really have much to go over. The Bolson construction guys. Oh my gosh, the Sun construction, Carson, Bolson, Hudson, it's just all hilarious. Oh, was this the Gerudo outfit merchant? The dude, yeah. This was the guy who, dresses as a girl to get into Gerudo, and he helps you through your quest there. Highly merchant can be found in Karakara Bazaar. He wears a Gerudo outfit that has been rumored to have slipped into Gerudo town. Even though men are forbidden in there, he will sell Link a similar designed Gerudo outfit. His name is Villia, but it is unclear that it is his birth name or not. Yeah, no, it kind of makes sense. It's just, yeah. No, that was the dude that gave me the clothing. I don't really know what else to say. There's the Kochi dye shop. Now, that was another thing I didn't talk about that in the episode. I didn't talk, like, the dye thing isn't important really until Tears of the Kingdom, where it's like you can, and they make it more, like you can do things with it, I guess. It doesn't really give you any elemental properties, but you can, I guess, see them better. That's not the right way of saying it. It's more pronounced in Tears of the Kingdom than it is Breath of the Wild, in my humble opinion. I think it's just the dye shop, the clothing shop, like whatever. It just, it adds a layer of customizability for players if they really want to go out of their way for it, but it doesn't mean anything, especially since all of the costumes are basically pre-colored anyway. That was a better way of taking it. These are just some Hylians. I don't really know anything outside of that other than just they're actually they're Miis. Like, apparently someone dug and they found out that they were Miis. So, there's that. And then there's the Sheikah. These are other rough designs. I mean, like, some of these designs are just wild. I mean, like, really wild. Oh my. Yeah, look at this shit. Oh, jeez. That's a looker right there if I've ever seen it. Wow. We never really hear much about the Sheikah, prior to. Pikango is a Sheikah? Really? I had no idea. I guess I should have assumed, but... Huh. That's weird. The Sheikah in this game are just kind of there, I guess. I mean, like, the only thing you see them is at the end of the temple, and then there's Impa, and then, there's Paya. So, like, they're, it's interesting. I will say the Sheikah did not play as important of a role as it seems like they did, right? Like, which is interesting, given the Sheikah, Yiga dynamic. Pura and Robbie, of course, are Sheikah, I guess, but I wish they gave him a Doc Lewis kind of vibe with the hair over here. Link, you gotta go back to 1985. I would have loved to have seen that in some capacity. Pura as a punk kind of girl with like a highlight would have been cool. Very like Squid Sister vibe, I would say, from like Splatoon. And then she's got a flute. Does she ever use it? I don't think I've ever seen her use a flute. She has a flute though, apparently. Oh, it's on like the backpack, I guess. Okay, I mean, that's fine, I guess. Robbie, it's just labeled mysterious device on back. I don't know what this mysterious device is. It's just a mysterious device. That's kind of funny. So it's like this design is just assistant is working on a machine that generates electricity with some kind of power. So, oh, was this in the game? I don't think I've ever seen this in the game. I think this might have just been a concept that just never went to fruition. Reminds me of Beetle from Skyward Sword, now that I'm thinking about it. Using something to generate just so that it could levitate or something. I don't know. Alright, cool. We got the monks, the Yiga. Were the Yiga just Sheikah that defected? Like, I don't think that was explicitly said. Let's see here. This militant group of the Sheikah resented... Oh, yeah, so it was part of the Sheikah. Resented the betrayal of the subject of technology, fearing royal family. Began to worship again. They excel at stealth, and so yeah, the Yiga they excel at stealth, but they kind of just suck. I mean, like all of their minions are kind of weak. I don't know. Just from the monk of the Sheikah to like, you know, even the Blade Masters or even Master Koga. I mean, Master Koga probably was just like, Calamity Ganon won. We're just waiting here. Maybe, I guess, but he's like multi-generational, so he doesn't even know, right? Like he's not even like in the know. It's just like, oh, my parents told me because my great-grandparents told them and passed it down. That's pretty much it. The court poet who loved Princess Zelda. A century ago, Sheikah was trying to hire. How long do the Rito live? I'm reading this section right here. And cast. Well, I mean, Link's an elf, and elves in at least D&D standards, they live for like thousands and thousands of years, and basically anyone who's into elves either needs to stay away from the senior citizen home or your local elementary school. There's no winning on that one. I mean, technology, like the Sheikah technology needed to be like explained a heck of a lot more, in my opinion. I just could not, for the life of me, ever think that like the Sheikah technology was just good without any explanation. I wanted to know more. And all of the different renditions of King Dorephan. This one was supposed to have like an assistant pour water on him because he was just dry, and I'm assuming that assistant eventually became Muzu, which of course everyone hates Muzu, so I'm just trying to get comfortable on this floor as well. Of course the designs over here, they just look dopey. And I mean like really dopey. I don't know. It just seems like the typical designs we get from the game. The Elders, Council, Muzu. And this is what the rough designs were, which... I mean... This would have been cool. This is very Wind Waker. This is very... I don't know what. But these designs are very inspired by previous Zelda games. Like, it's very clear, like, which designs were which. Whoa. Huh. That's what Sidon was supposed to look like? Oh. Wow. Huh. So, okay, here it says it. Sidon's final design was gray, but since it was dark and raining in Zora's domain when Link first arrives, he didn't stand out enough against the background. He also felt a little too different from his sister, so that's why he was rendered in the game. Oh, wow. So they changed his color just because he didn't fit in. And he looked too different from his sister. So not only did they, like... Wow, they changed, like, the fishes, too, just in case. But now it's... Wow. I didn't know this. And now I feel, like, so... honored to know that Sidon was originally supposed to be just this white fish or gray fish. Like, it actually looks like a shark. Like a whitehead shark, I guess. Wow, that actually blew my mind. This is what happens when you skip leg day, kids. Anyway, I kind of would have loved to have seen him in a Hyrule Warriors aspect type Yeah, here are the rough designs of the king, and yeah, it makes sense. That's pretty much it. I don't really have much to say. The king really only had like 2 designs, and they realized they were kind of dumb, so they went for something where he's like sort of standing, but sort of not standing. This is such an interesting. Like, I would love to read all of this, but it's like, reunion and reconciliation. You know what? I did talk about that a little bit in the video where it's like, hey, Sidon's finally of age to help, you know, help Link. And it's just one of the saddest things. Now we go on to the Gorons, the big boulder guys, and they look very Ocarina of Time. They look very Ocarina of Time, in my opinion. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just each Goron, like, you know, how much more different can you get from a meatball with 2 eyes and big lips? I'm sorry. It just... That's pretty much where the Gorons lie in terms of art design. It's just, do you cell shade them? Do you make them photorealistic? You know, the Gorons maintain their Goron-esque-ness. It's not like the Zoro, the Rito, or anything else like that. They did put a size comparison, which is interesting. Wait, he's married? Huh, neat. Good for him. Don't know what he's married to or who he's married to. Or maybe it's just his love of rocks. I don't know. But either way, Bluto... Did Bluto ever give you a quest afterwards, or did he just give you Daruk's, like, Crusher? I don't think he ever gave you a quest afterwards. Yunobo... See, now that makes more sense, because I did mention that he's a descendant of Daruk in my video, which, yes, I'm going to reference my video a lot. But I didn't know that this was his original hair design. You know what? I might have actually put some of the stuff in if I had opened this like before or after the video, but the video is already like 38 minutes, and I think 38 minutes is a really good, consistent number for Zelda long-form videos or essay-type content, versus this, where I can give a little more detail of things that maybe I just didn't get to talk about before. And then the Rito, oh my gosh, what a masterclass in different designs. I don't even know what to say about this. Oh my gosh. That is a lot of designs. I don't even... That's a lot of designs for the real. I don't even know where to start with that. This one looks like a Samurai Jack like character. Like he's just very out of place. This looks like it belongs at a kid's show. This one looks like a Wind Waker one, like style one. And then we start to get into the ones that, you know, kind of look Breath of the Wild-y, except this one. This is just like a hummingbird, which we don't get a hummingbird one. They just kind of look like normal-ish birds. I don't know what kind of, you know. I mean, this one's like an owl, but, you know, I guess maybe owl design and like whatever, maybe like an eagle or something. I don't know. These designs seem pretty unique and interesting, and I guess it's a race thing where it's like, okay, if you're the owl, like if you are of the owl design, you are a leader. If you are of this whatever Rito bird lookalike this is like you're a warrior. And then poor Tulin, like, got the redesign of a lifetime after Breath of the Wild because, oh my, this guy, let me tell you, I didn't pay two seconds with this kid, right? Did not care about him really whatsoever. You might have had like one mission with him, but man, what a redesign afterwards. Because it's like another joke that besides like Yunobo not having his Daruk ability, but also doing this like fireball thing, is gonna be about Tulin, and just like, wait, who is this kid? Rito first appeared in Wind Waker, has changed drastically. Yeah, you're kidding me. So yeah, Wind Waker, I don't actually know what Zelda game I'm doing next. Because like, I know Nintendo's rumoring a Ocarina of Time remake, and I'm like, do we just go over the original and then go back to Ocarina of Time? Or do I like, I don't know, because they got Majora's Mask coming like right at, like Majora's Mask is literally a fraction of the size of Ocarina of Time. So it's like, what do I do in terms of game reviews? And I know it sounds weird, but it's like, man, maybe I should just make more and more content. It's fine. Anyway, we got our boy Cass here, because he's literally the best Rito. His rough design was actually a woman at first. Like, that looks very womanish. Let's see here. I'm trying to read the minerals important to him. Oh, no. I guess it was a dude at first. Just the pompadour and everything. Yeah. Neat. No, that looks female. That looks feminine. That looks yeah. No, it looks very feminine. I don't know, but besides this beautiful Toucan Sam look-alike, I wish he returned in Tears of the Kingdom. That's gonna be like one of my other gripes with Tears of the Kingdom, because spoiler alert, I don't think Tears of the Kingdom is as good as Breath of the Wild. At all. I don't. Nintendo, now with the Gerudo women, have to really... they have to be careful with what they do, especially in, like... so for those of you who don't know, Japan is a fairly conservative country. Like, an outfit like this is not acceptable in gyms, right? Like, you go to America, this is like the normal outfit you go to in a gym. So it's like, the cultural thing is very interesting because it goes against the grain. Especially for Japan. And then there's Riju, and then, oh, these are cute. Wait, what? Riju's mother died when Riju was still very young, and inheriting her mother's throne as a child. She matured at age. Blah, blah, blah. Does she sell stickers? Does she sell t-shirts? It's just, like, it's so funny. I love that, like, Riju has all of the garnets and stuff, and, she does have a long way to go. Well, I think she's, like, 17, or, no, I think she turned, no. Was there dialogue where it's like, on my 18th birthday, I became the Gerudo chief, even though people already saw me as it, yada, yada, yada. Like, it says she inherited. That's weird. I don't know. Like, I felt like there was, like, a coming of age thing, but then I remember Ocarina of Time. Princess Zelda's literally, like, 13. So it's like, what is, like, the legal age in which you inherit the kingdom? Like, what is the age where in Hyrule, it's like your kingdom, your section, your slice of land or whatever, is like, you are royalty. Like, what is that? These are some of the ones you do have missions with. Valeria. I didn't talk much about the missions just because if I did, there were a ton of missions for Link in like Breath of the Wild. There's too many to even like go over. Each of them providing a unique like spin on certain things. Now the spirits of the land. Listen, let me tell you, the great fairy, not the horse guy, but the horse guy. Let's talk about him first, right? I am very sad we did not get this design. I like this, like, I believe the term is Shasta? Like Rastafarian kind of look? I don't know. Like, it's just this very, like, spiritual Native American look is cool. I like it. But this guy's fabulous. Like, he looks like he's gonna complain because he came out of the water and his hair's wet. Like, that's how dramatic he looks. I just don't know how he would have sounded. And, yeah, no, of course, definitely, definitely love me, the Great Fairy. Yep, totally. By the way, if you look like this, just know you're gorgeous. Anyway, so, I mean, in terms of Great Fairy, like, renditions, like, this one is the least ugly, if I had to say which was the ugliest one that wasn't pixelated. I'd go with Ocarina of Time. I'm gonna be honest, like, Ocarina of Time one, man, that creeped me out as a kid. And then, this one just makes me want to have a cozy night at home on a Friday night. Anyway, alright, I'm closing the book now. Nope, done. It's just, I hate these Koroks. They're, like, so annoying, and I think they're a derivative of the Minish, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember what they're derivative of. I don't remember what species that, like, they were part of. So let's just, like, I guess. Like, it's hard to see Hetsu without a hat. Okay, you got Bokoblins, the monsters. I mean, I'll run through these because the designs are fine, I guess. Like, they seem like very stereotypical Zelda enemies, and, like, besides the Wizrobes, everyone else kind of remained the same. Octoroks. Can't do much about the Choo-Choos, the keys. Lynel's, on the other hand, though, I mean, like, I would have loved to have seen bigger, meteor, bro has, like, a big back, and he's, like, he looks like if he hits you, it's gonna hurt, obviously. Like, bro never misses back day. Hinoxes, Staloks, or, Stone Taluses. Again, not really much in terms of the. I mean, over here there are a lot of rough designs, but like their overall arc is big, fruppy, one-eyed, and that's it. And I mean, same. And then we have the Molduga, which I think was the Molduga in? I'm trying to remember if there was another Zelda game where there was a Molduga in it. I'm gonna turn this light off and just see if this helps. It does not help. So I think I fixed the lighting a little bit more, just as much as I could. But anyway, I don't remember seeing Moldugas in literally any other Zelda. Yeah, other than that, their rough design is similar, less of a beard and more of a, not like a Snorlax pit, I guess just like a weird tadpole in the worm. Like worm-ish tadpole or something. I don't know. Lord of the Mountains, ain't no doubt in my mind that this was for Satoru Iwata. I'm just saying, you know, I wish Nintendo was more transparent with some of the things they do. The Switch had an Omimori, which is just like a you know, a good wishes passing on kind of thing in it. If you set the Switch's date back to a certain point, you play golf for the NES for free, which is very unlike Nintendo. They don't like giving their things away for free. But, you know, if you read Reggie's book, you'll understand why. Fairies, I mean, the fairies are fine, I guess, you know. Fairies, like, Fairly Odd Parents fans out there. But, yeah, I mean, like, I really wish I had the ability to talk about Nadra being taken over by Ganon's malice, but it didn't really fit the episode. Because Ganon's malice is just literally everywhere. And I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, like, I could have used this book for reference on a lot of things, and I didn't because I forgot I had it, and I still feel so sad about it. But you know what? It's fine. I could make, like, callbacks to it and so on. The fact that, like, Epona, the amiibo, was here. There's, like, the giant horse, Zelda's horse. There's all these different weirdish horses that are just around. I mean, like, I don't know. My Epona is just there. I didn't pay much attention or mind to the horses, just because it's like, I don't know. In Breath of the Wild, it's like there's a lot of places the horses can't go. Like, they obviously can't go up a mountain. So it's like, once you drop off your horse, it's like your horse is just there and lost. And then it's like, oh, you go back to the stable and they're just magically there. Just took it out of me, you know. I don't know. But that's just me. And then obviously you have the woodland creatures, sand seals, the food. This is probably where we get to some boring things, so I'll make this quick. The Cuckoos, which, again, the Cuckoos are in Breath of the Wild, but they're not, like, I think they're only in Kakariko Village. Like, now, like, I'm trying to think of, like, where are they? And it's like, the only place I can think of is Kakariko Village. And obviously, like, I had to look up elixirs for Breath of the Wild and that portion of the video, because, like, I've never really made elixirs in Breath of the Wild. I always just made food, and I sold pretty much everything else. Not because I didn't. Actually, yeah, no, there weren't really many elixir recipes, and food seems just to be easier to make when it comes to elixirs. Like, a hardy lizard and, like, something else, and, like, a bokoblin horn. Like, how do those two make an elixir for something? Like, it just seems very, like, what's the base? What's the, you know, I don't know. It just, like, what if you mixed, like, you know, the heat-resistant butterfly with the heat-resistant, you know, like, dragonfly with a, I don't know, a bokoblin horn. Like, you know, it's just like, I don't know, because the game hadn't really explained elixirs that much. And I think that's, like, one of the reasons why, like, every time you see, like, a Breath of the Wild playthrough, you don't see many elixirs, right? Like, you don't see many, like, bottled up elixirs in people's inventories. Go look at people's playthroughs. You will never see many elixirs that aren't outside of, like, oh, an NPC gave this to me. Like, I feel like I'm not giving a hot take on that one. I just feel like it's something that not many people say. Now, we go on to the weapons and such. Now, this is going to be interesting, because, like, man, the medium damage, medium cover damage. So, like, this is just interesting, because, like, the fact that the Master Sword could be damaged was, for lack of better terms, wild. I mean, like, alright. In terms of weapons in Breath of the Wild, the ones that obviously, the rusted stuff that you can take to the Octoroks and they grind it up and get all the rust off, which is cool. the royal weapons, you have the soldier stuff, traveler stuff. Was there a hammer? Was there the squeaky hammer in this game? Wait, I'm trying to remember if this hammer was in here. No, I don't think it was. But then you had like other tools, like a mop, an oar, a ladle, a torch. I think even in like Daruk's diary, he was like, I saw Link deflect a guardian blast with a pot lid, and it's like, yeah, no, that's a thing. You can do that. It's weird, but yeah. He's not lying, so that's a plus. But like, we never see him use a dang shield unless like the player uses the shield. But like in cutscenes and stuff, like you never really see him use a shield, like ever. Like, and even in artwork too, he never has a shield really, unless it's like on the side or somewhere where it's like it could be easily drawn. Easily drawn as in like, you know, you don't see like the wrist or anything like that. So it's like it's just shield, which is just weird to me. And it's like, why did they do that? Probably save on resources. But yeah, other than that, you have like, you know, the normal shields and stuff like that. I mean, you got all the weapons from the Koroks, the, you know, Rito, and it's like every tribe has their own like, you know, special weapons, but it's like, okay, I guess, but like, I don't know, like once you, like, you can go to like Hyrule in the beginning of the game, and I've done this too, where I've literally just gone to Hyrule, go in, go out, get a couple weapons, and then come back, get out, go in, like get a couple good weapons. I actually did that a little bit for the playthrough, and then I like, once I broke them, I was like, okay, cool, I'll just record. Savage Lionel Crushers, you know, you got all of your basic weapons here, right? The one that might be interesting to people, I guess, is like the ancient tech stuff, because that had a lot of renditions through it. And it's like, I kind of like don't know what to think of this Iron Man like shields tech, right? Because it's just like, man, like I want to know more. Like I want a game specifically dedicated where it's like, okay, you're back in the past with the ancient Sheikah, you know what you're doing, like, or you know what's gonna happen, but how do we get here? This ancient shield too, this little eye of the Sheikah or whatever, probably my favorite shield design out of like all of the other ones. But yeah, no, I would say that's like one of the best designs. The one thing also with Breath of the Wild, you can like somehow leave the area with the arrows of light. I don't think I've ever done it, just because I think it's very complicated to do, if I recall correctly. I don't really care for that, at least in Breath of the Wild, and now I think they patched it out, which I'm a little sad about. But also, I remember you can't like return to the area for the final fight if you have the Bow of Light, because then you have to glitch yourself out again, and it's just like, who cares? You know, it's like you can't, it's not like the Tears of the Kingdom glitch, where you get to literally keep the Master Sword. And yes, by the way, for that Tears of the Kingdom video that will eventually come out, I guess, yeah, that's going to be interesting to do, because I'll have to just rip all the story beats offline or online for someone, or just use a second save file, or I don't know how I'll do it, but I'll figure it out. Magic gear. I wish the magic gear wasn't like delegated just to Breath of the Wild. Like, I miss the ice sword, the flame sword, the lightning sword, but we don't have that anymore, and that kind of stinks. All right, now we get on to the amiibo weapons. These are the weapons you get from the amiibo and such. The Legend of Zelda sword from the original Legend of Zelda, Big Goron sword from Ocarina of Time, which I think is the most powerful sword besides the Master Sword. I could be wrong. Fierce Deity, makes sense. Skyward Sword Goddess Blade, which I think this is the first form blade for the Goddess Blade. Twilight Princess Sword of the Six Sages. Bow of Light Adjusted, which is just the Twilight Princess Bow of Light that is in the end of the game. The Wind Waker Hero Shield, which is really funny. And then, you know, just the Sea Breeze, like, it's all weird to me, like, but I love seeing this. I wish I could, like, display them all in my house in Breath of the Wild. Thankfully, I could display more in Tears of the Kingdom, but they don't give you enough room for it still. So it's like, yeah. Some early color variations. I think these color variations, I could be wrong. I might be wrong on this, but, like, you could just change them at the dye shop. There's a lot of developer notes here. Pause to read, of course. And you could pause at any time. I just, like, I don't want to spend, like, 3 hours here. But it's like, there's a lot in this book. Maybe I should have done, like, multiple recordings. But you got the armor sets here, the outfits, and Link is looking really creepy in this picture. I don't know what's going on with his eyes there, but dang. Alright, so then, let's see here. I have to do a second recording of this, because it's been an hour now. Yeah, no, I just... Climbing gear. Let's just power through it. I mean, like, all of the armor sets. And, I mean, this would have been a cool ancient armor samurai set would have been nice. I mean, the knight stuff, a lot of these do seem like finalized designs. So it's not really new. Hero of the Wild set. That was the bonus set you get after, like, getting all of the shrines, which is kind of cool that we get the outfit that most people probably would have expected them to look like. I don't think the champion's tunic would have been like a good like final thing to get or something from like Impa after doing all the shrines, but I don't think it would have been a good, like, I don't know, the color from green to blue just really surprised me, and I think everyone. So much so we thought it was a different person altogether. The mask that you get from Kilton, okay, cool. The sand and snow boots, again, it's just terrain and basically everything else. The DLC pack, giving all of these old Zelda stuff, which is nice. I just don't... Like, I didn't individually explain what weapons or things you got from the DLC pack. I just said, like, I talked about the clothes in a very generic sense, and I don't know if that upset a lot of people or not, but I was trying to keep it to a minimum. And the DLC pack too, and then now we have the amiibo set, so this really does include everything from, you know, all of the different sets, and this is like the only thing the Skyward Sword Link amiibo does anyway. Yeah, which, I mean, cool. Wait, did the Divine Beast have like a set for each of them, or is it just the helmet? Or is this just the armor set for the ancient... I think it's part of the... Yeah, I think it's just the ancient armor, and then they just put the, like, Divine Beast head on. They don't really do much. I mean, they look cool, and they're part of the set. I don't think they do anything. I think they just look cool, like, based on your favorite Divine Beast. I don't remember if they did anything. I guess that's where they took their, like, design for Link for Tears of the Kingdom, the little long hair. And then here we have, like, you know, the circlet, little earrings, whatever. I mean, like, they add, like, resistance to certain things, I guess, which is kind of cool. He almost had, like, an Avatar kind of glider. That, whoa, that would have been interesting. I wish the turning on the paraglider was a little better as well. It's very stiff, but I get why it's stiff. This would have made it so that you could, you know, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, steer with arms of core strength. Thank you. Parts, ingredients, or... this is the elemental aspect of everything, and man, oh man. Yeah, if I had access, I should have opened this first before the video. I'm, like, starting to regret it. I don't think I'll ever visit Breath of the Wild again, but if I did, I will probably use this. And then you obviously just have, like, the meats, the ancient stuff, the ore, you know, the Sheikah relics. So does it tell us if it's a Switch or a Wii U in this one? What is it based off of? Let's see here. Neither. It's just a glorified, like, tablet. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. Now the Guardians. Oh man, these guys originally had some just wacky designs, especially for Nintendo. I expect this from a Metroid game. Like, these are some terrifying, petrifying designs. Like, oh my gosh. Like, that is some messed up stuff. Holy crud. Yikes. Started to dim the lights a little bit just so that maybe it'll be a little easier, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I should just... Oh gosh, because it's so glossy. There we go. That seems a little better. Okay, cool. All right. Now, let's get into what is next on this. The Divine Beasts. Wow. Yeah, I think I did see a video about this. I don't think it was a, Did You Know Gaming? Oh my gosh, alright, I'm playing with the lights too much, hold on. Yeah, the Divine Beast, like, there were a lot of, like, early concepts for the Divine Beast. Eventually they did stick with the 4 we know today, but they had, like, a crab one, this weird skinwalker one, this whale one, maybe a giraffe, whatever, this manta right there. Like, I would have loved to have seen this expanded upon. And I feel like developers are always held back by the hardware. Could you imagine the grandest, like, title of just, like, all of these Divine Beasts, like, right here, that were scrapped on top of the 4 we got? Like, oh, that would have been awesome. Give me a follow-up with that, right? Or make that, like, part of the next, like, generation, or the previous generation of Breath of the Wild. I don't know. This just explains, like, the Divine Beast in greater detail. You know, you're more than welcome, again, to pause and read and, you know, see. This is for everyone who may or may not have this, or, you know, doesn't have anyone to listen to it podcast style, and see it kind of come to fruition, I guess. I just love how it's like, okay, they circle it and it's like final. Yeah, no. I mean, these really are just like the finalized designs. The towers, on the other hand, these towers are not, and I think they finally eventually shows based on certain portions. Oh, right, and then the ancient shrines, and then the, like, elemental aspect with these, like, electric orbs, backgrounds, some remote bomb activation, that, you know. It's so fascinating. I really do love these. Ugh. I love them, and it is so bright for that. Oh, man. That's one of the hardest parts of being, like, small right now, is that, like, as a YouTuber, it's like, I don't have a setup for it. I'm trying. But no, each of these puzzles is like, man. I wish there were more puzzles related to the Sheikah. Like, other than, like, the shrines. I mean, like, generic, like, genuine, like, puzzles. Because it has, like, the chamber here and stuff, and then obviously the elevator that goes down that was later added. But, I don't know, we just didn't even get to see much more of the Sheikah, because they really didn't, I guess they didn't have to, but I wanted more of an explanation. And there's the, Temple of Time, Master Sword, and what the heck is that? Thundra Plateau Rough Design. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember. This was that one mission that they had all of the... Oh, yeah. And then this one with the... Oh, yeah, where you had to, like, line up, I think, the light or something, and you had to reflect it or something. I just... Wow. It's been a while since I've, like, fully played Breath of the Wild. Because, mind you, I played that... I mean, it was the only thing on the Switch when it first came out. But it was the only thing they needed on the Switch. Now we have the Switch 2, and now it's like, oh, play it again. And it's like, why? Again... I just don't think Breath of the Wild needed a remake. I see why they remade it, because it saved on resources. Also, if they were doing Tears of the Kingdom, and it's like, it's the same engine as Breath of the Wild, then, like, why wouldn't they? Great Deku Tree, the damaged bridge, and just door design is a placeholder. I love how it's, like, labeled, too. Door design's a placeholder. Don't do anything with it yet. Man. So that's what Hyrule used to look like. This is very Ocarina of Time. Wow. So that's what it actually used to look like before it was completely destroyed. Castletown, look before... This is how Castletown looked before the Age of Calamity, the largest city of Hyrule. Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's Castletown. So, like, I guess there were some models of it, and then they were like, oh, right, we're destroying this, so who cares? And then, like... They're like, all right, cool, this concept art's great. I would have loved to have seen this. This would have been really, really nice. We'll never get to see this. I'm very sad. Like, this would have been a great hub for missions, buying items, maybe, whatever. Pavilions, or, sorry, gazebos. I always get pavilions and gazebos messed up over here. But, like, I don't know. Hyrule seemed to... So there was, like, Sheikah technology that reached out... wow. Around Hyrule, but, like, this Sheikah tech... So was this, like, a shield? Like, was this, like, originally, like, a shield for the royal family? Like, I gotta know, like what was the point of the towers there? I want to say they were shields, right? You know, some kind of shield generators. And I will say Hyrule Castle was not my favorite place in the game. Like, I liked it towards the end, but like in the beginning, I was just like, I want to go there. And it's like, you could, but expect to be blasted a lot, like a lot. I had to pause because I had to pee. Been at this for an hour, but I think I was talking about like just the castle and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I wish I got to explore more of what was left of Hyrule, but obviously that is not the case. That's for sure. Very grim. Is that like a beta kind of shield? Is that like a unfully textured? Yeah, it's unfully textured. Look at that. It's like white around, or it's like a glossy silver. That's kind of cool. Huh. You know, fun fact, developers put in a lot of cheats for themselves so they could just get by things in terms of like mapping, playtesting, and stuff. I find it very interesting that, like, at least for me, what was it, on my game, I initially was like, oh, well, let me just have, like, invincible cheats. You know, it's just more of the castle. I'm just gonna go by, because, like, it's a training dojo. There's not much interesting here. It just kind of shows you the layout of the castle that we kind of already know, just from a different perspective. Dining hall, which, by the way, this is a great place to harvest things for, like, food and all that other stuff. The dining hall is, like, one of the best places in all of Hyrule to kind of get, you know, food if you really need it, especially towards the final fight, if you're not super geared up. The Great Hall. I mean, this concept art is cool and everything. I love concept art. Zelda's study. Man, what a... Gosh, she's definitely the smartest Zelda. I think she's, like, the most, like, useful Zelda. Or at least she tried to be the most useful Zelda. She might not have had any atonement or, you know, attune magical powers or anything, but, like, dang. She got the Guardians working and all that other stuff. Was that a bell tower? I don't remember. It was like towards the top, I think, right? I don't know. Rough design of the center of the floor. I mean, this is just so much, like, what is all of this? Like the fact that this area was built by the Sheikah, like, what is this? What is this battleground, like, you know, area? Like, what, like, who designed this and was like, yeah, there's gonna be a final boss fight that happens in here? Like, no. Like, I just, you know, and there's, like, a stair spiral case thing, like, sure, so, like, there's other rooms underneath here that I would love to explore, but we don't ever get that. And, I think the Champion's lasers kind of blew away the stairs anyway, so, got a lot of climbing to do, but I'd do it, because, like, I just want to know what's in each of these rooms. Let's see here, other locations, Satori Mountain, Lost Woods, Ancient Tree Stump, and I think the Ancient Tree Stump is just, like, you know, one of those locations. I think it's the Minish Cap location. I haven't played Minish Cap, remember that, so don't come at me in the comments down below. Although I'm a very small YouTuber right now, so, I mean, honestly, someone will eventually comment on it and be like, oh, but that's actually, and I'll be like, oh, hey, like, 5 years later, like, oh, congratulations, like, here's your prize, is my humble respect. Or I'll have already covered Minish Cap by that point. I don't know. No, just more. Okay, towns and huts and what's the frog stuff? Oh, right. Traveler's deity, little frog things. Very Japanese, you know. The dojo of oh, that's the Impa's place, right? So this is just, like, rough designs. And you know what? It's nice to see, like, where the developers' heads were in when making this. It's like it was pretty consistent after the whole Alien and Guitar Hero Link. They were like, okay, let's just make it open world Zelda. Like, let's make it truly open world, you know? And I think that was, like, the biggest, like, oh, we might be going a little too far off budget. Like, or just too far off, like, from what it should be. And I could see why, because, I mean, the alien aspect would be cool. Aliens of the Wild, anyone? I would be down for that. We have Hateno Village, dye shop, the cheese place, and then, you know, private homes. Oh, I never did talk about that one statue that will, like, take stamina and give it to your hearts and vice versa. Where would I have put that? Like, how would I have mentioned that? Because stamina and hearts is like a beginning of the thing, like the beginning of the game, and it's like, well, where would I have mentioned that in the episode? Like, when writing a script, it's like very weird to try and fit as much as you can in a short period of time, which is why I have a lot of respect for Scott, because, I mean, yeah, well, listen, I love Scott. There is no doubt in my mind he wouldn't have been as big if it were not for Relax mentioning him. And I think that's one of the biggest things with YouTube, where it's like, if you have someone famous and they mention someone who isn't famous, they will then make that person famous. I guarantee you. And it's not anything bad against anyone. It's just like the name of the game. So it's like, how do you network with people without, you know, like, it's weird. Like, trying to make YouTube a job is just weird, because you have to either be very attractive, you have to be very good at your edits, or you have to have some kind of charisma, and it's like, I got none of those. So, effort. That's where it lies. Effort. Yeah, because, like, man, I even remember talking to Beat 'em Ups about YouTube and stuff, and, like, I mentioned it in, actually, I think I mentioned it in one of the other videos that I pre-recorded right now. He didn't go to college, and now he's having a family and is, like, I don't think he's a millionaire, but he definitely makes a ton of money. I think it's, like, for every million views, it's, like $5,000 or something. I don't know. Either way, ad revenue's up, bitch. But, back to Zelda. I mean, Eventide Island. I don't know why Breath of the Wild did it, and I actually know. I do know why, because people liked being stripped of all their power and then gaining it back through effort and grit and stuff like that, which is basically my life out of college, where it's like, I don't have anything out of college, and I feel like I wasted 5 years of my life. But Scott went to college, so, you know, he made something of it, I guess. Anyway, developer's notes. This Zora's domain looks very much like Alderaan before it was, you know, exploded. So, I kind of like it, a little bit. And, of course, there are, like, quotes from the artists and stuff that I really enjoy. You know, reading this on my own time is going to be something that's a joy to go through, because these are one of the things that I do love that developers do now that they never did back then, which was talk about the development process. The problem is that, like, these big companies can get away with doing it, but it's like, you ever see anyone talk about Glover or Bubsy, the development process with that? No, there's no developer for Bubsy going around being like, hey, by the way, this is some concept. But, like, no one ever does that. And I wish they did. But no, these are just more designs. Lanayru Wetlands. Like, they don't even, like, even in the book, they don't cover all of the places that they wanted to, I think. And I think that's a very interesting take on it, too. Oh, man. This would have been an interesting Akala Tech Lab thing. I would have liked this a lot. Like, it just looks like a Guardian hut. You freak out for a little bit. Like, it turns its head, and Link has to, like, get ready to fight. Robbie comes out, he's like, oh, it's fine. Like, I would have loved that. This design is probably my favorite. I get what they went for eventually, but still, I don't, you know. Again, preferences aside, it's fine. I mean, I mentioned the Akala Tech Lab a little bit in the video, where it's like, okay, that's what this is, and this is what you do things with there. It's fine. It just seems like a mission, and apparently there was originally supposed to be a Sheikah, I guess, spirit, the mountains, it doesn't really say, but it's like this concept for the ancient oven burning thing, whatever, is interesting. And there's a crane design, scope, like this is like this is a man's workshop kind of vibe, which I get. I don't know, I just wish it was more Guardian tech looking, other than, like, you know, like a workshop. Like, it looks like, I feel like I'm looking at, like, a Hubble's telescope and stuff. It's like, what's in space that you need to see, like, and then I remember the concept of aliens, where it's like, oh, so you see the remnants of the aliens, and you see the remnants of what they were originally going for in these art designs. Do I want to see aliens in Legend of Zelda? No, I don't know. That seems like a weird, like a weird topic where it's like it could be done really good or really terribly. And I think the developers were like, okay, if we do it with the aliens, like they ain't gonna like this. So I don't know. Maybe they find a way to do it so that people would like it. Terrytown. I did not talk about Terrytown at all because even on my original playthrough, like Terrytown was like the last thing I made, which like, okay, cool, I guess. But it's nice to know that like everything carries over into Tears of the Kingdom, where it's like, okay, if you did this mission in Breath of the Wild, you'll know what this is. You know, I kind of like that aspect because Tears of the Kingdom is literally just Breath of the Wild 2, and I refuse to believe otherwise. It's just not as good. It's like, I don't know, Toy Story 2. It wasn't as good as the first one, and then you get to Toy Story 3, and you're like, okay, I can live with this. I like this. And then Toy Story 4 comes out, and you're like, we had the perfect ending. What are you doing? Elden Piping Hot Peaks. This just seems like the Elden area. Concepts for the lava, the town, and the meat brock roast. Yummy. The Goron presidents. Mount Goron, if you will. Oh, that would have been a good joke. Yeah, these are fine. It's just like concepts. So we didn't have a sauna for the Gorons, but they had like sauna spots in Goron Mountain, so I guess that's kind of like what they were gonna do. Goron house interior rough design. This is a very rough design. Like, where's the bed? I guess that's the bed, right? I think that's the bed. I don't know. But yeah, these rough designs are very like, I don't know. They're very telling, right? Because it's like, oh, a lava bathhouse, but like, why? Like, why? Bed rough design. Yeah, it's just rocks. They just sleep in a pile of rocks. And it's like so funny because the Zora don't actually sleep in beds. And like, I guess in the notes or something. I think is it Hyrule notes or I think it is Zelda notes. I think I got that one during the playthrough of like that, and it was like Zelda didn't like know how to explain to the Zora like what a bed was for like the inn, and it's very funny for like travelers, and it's just, yeah, it's like like the more you pay attention to this game, the more little details come out to you like that. And I don't think any video for Breath of the Wild does it actually justice. I don't. Maybe Liam Triforce, because wasn't his video like 2 hours long? I think. I don't know. It's just, it is wild. Because there's so many subtle details. Like, I couldn't cover it all. I would have lost my mind. It would have been the only game I was playing for like 3 months. Rito Village. See, these are the early concepts of Rito Village. That would have been really good. And you can see a lot of the musical stuff here too. Because it's like, where is it? Hold on. The birdcage idea would have been really funny. I'm not seeing the musical stuff. I really could have sworn there was, but maybe we'll see it later. Tabanda Frontier. But again, I love the concept designs, and you're more than welcome to pause when you see something you like, you want to read, you want to go over. I'm hoping it like, actually becomes legible to you. I know you're gonna have to like pause, zoom in, but you know what? Hey, it's free. It costs me money, but it's free for you. So, don't complain too much down to the low. Although, if you guys got to this point, or I say don't complain or something, just like drop a comment. I really want to know if people are interested in this. Just because it's like, it's nice to see it. All the concept stuff. And of course, since I do this in tandem with the other channel, I'm doing the opposite of what Scott did. Scott became famous for like, I think it's like 100-ish video. I don't know what made him famous, but other than the relax thing, but he did it after the fact. And now he does it because he's so burnt out on all the other 200 episodes he's done. And I'm like, man, I've only done like 30-ish, like not even 20-ish videos. And I'm like, whew, I see why. But I love it. I do love it. The walrus stuff. I didn't even talk about the sand walruses or anything like that, because like, why would I talk about that? Let's Riju in the other art area, Gerudo Chief's bed, which, oh yeah, do we? Ah, that's where it is. It's right there. Yeah. It's not so much like a kid's room like it was intended to be, which would have been very interesting. It screams squishmallow and mentally ill. Like, oh, well, her mom died when she was younger, so that kind of makes sense. Reju's throne decorations, so like, what? Royal Palace, throne room. Like, would you have had to have collected these? Like, now I want to know. Would that have been a separate mission? That would have been nice. That would have been cool. Karakar Bazaar, this isn't Karakar Bazaar. This is just the observation outpost, which is fine, I guess. I think we get to Koga soon. Northern Ice House. Oh, yeah. There's like an ice house for Gerudo, underneath this, like, rock, and like you actually go in there and they chip away ice, and you can melt the ice, and you get like I think like a Gerudo bow. I think the ones that like zoom in and stuff, they're like more like snipers. And this is part of the Chief Disc quest. I think the Stones Woman statues and stuff. The concept there. That one was a weird mission to me. Like, I could not understand it for the life of me, so I actually had to look up a guide on that originally. Let's see, developers notes. Oh yeah, the Yiga clan hideout. You know what's funny, with the Gerudo so close to the Yiga, you'd think like the Gerudo would have just known and just attacked the Yiga, or vice versa. Yeah, no, I mean, other locations. That giant sword always got me, where it's like at the Gerudo Heights, it's like the giant sword. It's like, what, you know, like, who built it? Why would they build it? You know, it's like, where are their giants? I don't even think it mentions the Zonai in this, even though that's a very Zonai-esque thing in Farron. In Farron, they mentioned the Zonai a little bit. Not a lot, though. Not enough to where it's like, people would be like, oh, they're going to be a main staple in the series now, or a staple in the series. And, you know, the fish market. Oh, and this is in... Okay, wait. This is actually interesting, because this is in testing engines. So, like, this looks to be Unity. I think this is Unity. I could be wrong. Now, mind you could take assets from Unity and Unreal and switch them back and forth, but I think this is... I think it's Unity. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Yeah, and then there was also Lover's Pond, the Como Shoreline, well, what else was there? There were, I think there was also, it's either in this one or in Tears of the Kingdom, where the Bokoblins and stuff have like a boat and stuff. You gotta like go in and ransack it. And these are the early Zonai looking, you know, things or whatever. They don't really, you know, let's see here. See, the thing is, by the time that this book came out, I think it was like a year or two after, they were already working on Tears of the Kingdom, so they had to have known that, like, the Zonai were going to be a thing. Would they have mentioned them here, other than, like, this civilization or whatever? Maybe, but I don't see it. Oh gosh, now we have the 4 stable locations. This book is big, and I mean, like, really detailed, and in a way that, like, I didn't even expect. I mean, it's, like, to be fair, I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is going to be a long video. But Fang and Bone. Let's just hear Fang and Bone. I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's just concept, I guess. I know it flies, very similar to Beetle. Yeah, nothing. You know. I love the size comparison for the Great Fairy in Link. It really puts in perspective, like, yeah, that's the Great Fairy. There's some other concept arts as well. Yeah, I you know, the seed pod thing was very interesting as well. Because at first I was like, what is this? And then I realized, like, listening to music, I was like, oh, it's the Great Fairy. Yeah, no. Wow. Like, all of this is... You know, it's like a developer's, like, playground to look at someone else's work and admire it, because it's a lot of concept art and a lot of work that went into it. Because obviously this would have taken years. Ah, they do mention the Zonai. Here we go. So they do mention the Zonai. So did the Zonai make the... Yeah, they made the mazes too. So the Zonai not only made the mazes with the Sheikah, but then they did all this other stuff. So I guess when they were fooling around with the Hylians, they're like, oh, you guys are fairly advanced. Why don't we make our technologies one? Like, you know, that is fascinating to me. And here's some, like, other Zonai stuff. See, now that is super cool. You know, that's... Oh. I guess that's what happened to the Leviathan from Skyward Sword. I should have made that joke. I should have made that joke because I don't like Skyward Sword. 3 of these massive fossils can be found in different locations of Hyrule, so many times larger than the person. The skeletons resemble giant whales, according to legend, exist in ancient times. So one of them is the Skyward Sword one, and then the other ones are, well, we don't know. So I'm thinking, and this is just a theory here. Right now, you heard it first. You know, get your toes curling a little bit, because this is a hot take. When they talk about the Sheikah originally, when they have that game set in mind where they want to talk about the Sheikah, they want to talk about the Zonai, and how all that technology came in for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and they give an actual explanation as to why the Sheikah technology vanished, which is the most bullshit reason, by the way. Oh, it just sort of vanished? Like, get out of here. There's no way the technology vanished. Give us an in-game explanation as to why it, will vanish or something. Like, even if it, like, dissolves into another dimension or something, kind of like Link does when he goes into the Sheikah areas. I'll take that as an example, but, like, it was so bad. So bad. I have to complain about that, too, in the Tears of the Kingdom video. And then, the winter stuff for the champ... Oh, well, actually, no. I guess it was just Zelda who had a winter outfit. I'm thinking... Mipha sort of had something. Anyway... Mipha... Oh, the DLC pack. So they did redesign, sort of, kind of, not really. Not even like a big redesign. This is just a section, I guess, for like the extra cutscenes. The Master Cycle was such a weird but cool thing. Very remnant of what the game was supposed to be, and I like how at first it kind of looked like Wolf Link, but they then chose like a unicorn-ish design, I guess. Which is fine, but I mean, the horse would have sufficed because it's Link, it's a horse. Which, by the way, I don't think we ever got the Master Cycle in Mario Kart, and that surprised me. I don't think we ever got that in Mario Kart 8, and that was just the weirdest, like, thing that they could have added. They added Link's clothing, his champion's tunic, but they didn't add the Master Cycle, which was just wild to me. And then, young Sidon from DLC Pack 2. I'm still sad about this one-hit obliterator. Like, this weapon is dope. I would love a glass cannon mode where you take the one-hit obliterator and you just, you like, that's a hard mode you really want to play because, man, it is a big risk reward. Imagine getting all the way to Ganon and, like, he's got to take, like, 4 hits. But, like, you got to make sure, hey, those 4 hits matter because he's going to go haywire. That would have been really nice. The history. As players make their way through Hyrule's past, covering Link's history, yada yada yada. So it's like, okay, history written on the geography of Hyrule. So like it gives you certain points and stuff on like what's important in terms of the history, I guess, for this Hyrule. But why? I mean, it's just it's at the end of the timeline. Oh, here we go, the history of Hyrule. Distant past, era of myth, era of prosperity, signs of calamity. Just before the events of 100 years ago. So wait, just before the events of 100 years ago. Princess was born, she was named Zelda. Okay, yeah. So more than 10,000 years ago. Here we go. Civilization is highly advanced thanks to technology of the Sheikah. They don't mention the Zonai here. So maybe the Zonai just came to Earth. Maybe, oh right, weren't the Zonai just like the foreigners that came? The Zonai are aliens. Oh my god, that's right. Basically. I think, right? I don't know. But yeah, it's like era of myth. The kingdom of Hyrule flourishes under Hyrulean family. Ganondorf, king of the Gerudo, transforms a dark beast Ganon and defends Hyrule. Okay, so that's like the distant past. So like how far is this into the timeline? Well, I don't know. Just before the events of 100 years. The day of the great calamity. The present, the hero awakens. So it's like, okay. So there's like a history here, right? It's like the history of the Zora, the Sheikah, the history of Hyrule. And I mean, it's like fairly-ish detailed, kinda. But it's like, there's a lot of plot holes here. Like, and I mean a lot of plot holes. To a point where it's like, I don't even have like all day to go over it. I highly recommend you read this for yourself. Like, pause it, read it if you can, see it, of course. I'm looking at this and I am like bewildered. And then obviously this mural is from that original fight that happened ages ago with the Divine Beast that happened 10,000 years ago. So I want to see this. I want to know this. Like, I really want to know this. Like, what was the point of all of this? Because it's not... This Link isn't the one from Tears of the Kingdom of Breath of the Wild. This Zelda is not the one from the Tears of the Kingdom of Breath of the Wild. All of these Guardians... So how big of a boss was Ganon that they needed all of this? That's my thing, right? The towers, the Guardians, the different races. Like, how big was this? Like, how powerful was he? Because bro definitely got nerfed in Breath of the Wild from the 10,000 year slumber, right? Man. The Sheikah divided. This is where they, Yiga clan hideout, Kakariko village, Hyrule Castle. So it's like, current activities they talk about, and okay, it makes sense. Got a statue of Kakariko village, new clan lines. This is just a very, like, interesting overhaul. Oh, wow, they had all of the monks. Fun fact, these monks are actually named after developers, by the way. Like, they're, Omen Aonuma. Like, they're like, I think anagrams is the term. But yeah, it's just really interesting. Additionally, monks will use test of strength, this position, and martial arts. Oh, so there's like very, very subtly hidden like details in this too, like outside of just naming conventions. And of course, the 100 years preparing for calamity. I mean, this is such a beautiful read. I really hope you guys are pausing and reading this as you're going along, because I wish. Excavation of the 4 divine beasts of the Guardians. See, so like when they excavated the divine beast after finding the Guardians, like what was their like, oh, this looks like a different Guardian. Oh, this also looks like a different Guardian. Or were they like purposely looking for the divine beast? I think they were looking purposely for the divine beast, but they were just finding Guardians along the way. So they were just like, perfect, more grunts. Sheikah Slate, mysterious relic, Canada device, the screen lineup. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of just what it is when it comes to the timeline, because I don't even think the developers care as much as we fans do. This explains the champions, the hero chosen by Master Sword. Again, it's a good and beautiful read. I highly recommend you pause and read it, just because I don't want to spend hours reading this. Give me a sub goal and I might read it to you like a dad in front of a fireplace. If I'm popular enough for it. Nah, I will be. But anyway, Great Calamity. This is then where everything went to shit, and Zelda, she really found out that, man, she should have woken up those powers. I guess her dad was right. Still, it didn't have to be. Okay, so the champion's downfall, right? So what happened here? Oh, this explains it. Okay. So, the position of Princess Zelda, Link, and the champions at the moment of the Age of Calamity was right here. Right? So, Mipha went with Daruk, and then Daruk went on his own. Revali went straight there. Urbosa went all the way over here. And you know what's funny, too, is all of the champions, if you guys played Age of Calamity, all of the champions died because of their own fault. Daruk had, a defense, but something was stronger than that, so that's what broke it and got him. There was a faster warrior than Urbosa. Revali was not able to fly around and take to the skies and such, basically, carrying that. And there was no water for Mipha. So, literally, all of their weaknesses were completely exploited. Once the Calamity took in the Divine Beast, the Phantom, it created phantom versions of itself, and a combination of... When the champions arrived at the respective Divine Beasts, they fought the Phantom Ganons in attempts to reclaim and support Link. None survived. The stand awesome might of the Fire Blight Get. Yeah, see, it even mentions Urbosa, through controlled lightning itself, fell through Ganon's Blight. And a champion in presence of the spirits, and presumed dead in the fate of the champions' grip. Mipha spent each day in hopeless sorrow, yada yada yada. Take back the Divine Beast, occasionally, blah 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 blah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Mipha Looks towards so it's like it's a happy ending that it did get to see each of their respective hometowns and such, which is nice. You know, it gives their spirits closure and rest afterwards. The two fortresses and final battles. Oh wow, it gives like a map too, where it's like, okay, so where is, so this is where Akala was, Zora's domain, Fort Hateno. Wow. So that's where the final battles were. It's so weird having these tactical maps. I kind of like this. I didn't even know this was in here. The Dueling Peaks. So they went through the Dueling Peaks. Okay. And then they went to, I think this is Fort Hateno. Yeah, Fort Hateno Village is right there. Oh, wow. Yeah, and this is where that final fight was. Jeez Louise. Wow. Dang. And then obviously this is like Akala Citadel, Hyrule Kingdom's last stand. Yeah, Hyrule. Oh wow. Oh, the Citadel was their last stand? Jeez, I thought it was Fort Hateno. So then how did Link get back to the Resurrection Chamber? I guess some Sheikah took him there, but you know. Oh, here we go. Princess Zelda's powers awaken and she stops the advance of the Guardians. Link is sealed in the Shrine of Resurrection. Princess Zelda leaves a message with Impa. And when she goes and trusts the Master Sword to a Great Deku Tree, and then she restrains Calamity Ganon. Yikes. Okay, so she had a long hike. Like, this Zelda was useful. Like, if her and Link, if she had awakened her powers, I guarantee you that even if the champions had kicked the bucket, yeah, there would have been a little, like, you know, sadness, but, like, Link and Zelda would have taken Ganon. I'm sorry. Like, I feel bad for the champions, but there's no doubt in my mind that they would have totally taken him. Hands down. Undisputed champs. I'm so sorry to anyone who wants to hype up the champions, but it's like, they were out of their element for each of their divine beasts. The present resurrection of the hero, you know, it talks more about, you know, oh man. I mean, like, they do fall in love. There's no doubt in my mind that these kids fall in love. I mean, especially if they're the last, like, Hyrulean. Think about the bloodline, Link. Think about the bloodline. But no, it's like last Hyrulean settlement camps. Okay, so yeah, then like slowly everyone kind of just dispersed. Because like you go through Hyrule and there's all these ruins and stuff, and I guess they mapped it out, like they drew out the map first of where they wanted everything, you know, and then of course Mario Kart World Tour just flipped it over. Don't believe me, do it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, like, you see the ruins, and in game it makes sense, and there's a lot of like the little details here are honestly, it's impressive. There's a reason Nintendo laughed at Microsoft when they offered, you know, they asked to buy them out. Civilian evacuation current communities. So this is how, like, the civilians escaped, basically. Possible escape to Kakariko Village and Day Village, Dueling Peaks. So they went like east. Which is interesting because the Divine Beast was taken over for each of the regions, so it's like, where would you have, like, you know, the Divine Beasts were just settled. Like, the champions weren't fighting them or anything. Like, Ganon had full control over them, or the Ganon Blights had control over them, and they're basically Ganon, so I don't know why they weren't just destroying things in the first place. I'm just gonna keep it as headcanon that the champions were holding them back, kind of like Zelda was, even though I know that's bull. Just, yeah, it's one of those weirdish things, I guess. I feel so sad that Mipha never got to finish the Zora armor for Link, even though somehow there were pieces still finished. Anyway, you know, and then it goes over the Great Calamity of the Gorons, and just, like, the story stuff, basically. The hero awakens, and, like, it goes over the runes, which, by the way, the runes in Breath of the Wild are so much better than Tears of the Kingdom. I'm sorry, I know it's gonna make some people mad. I would like them back, because I would have loved to have had Magnesis and Stasis and even Cryonis in some instances for Tears of the Kingdom. I remember specifically wanting bombs too. I didn't like the bomb flower aspect of it, mainly because I hated it in like Skyward Sword. So it's like, why? Like, what, like, you know, what possessed them to do this? Now, oh gosh. and it's just a long thing. Again, I recommend you read this for yourself, as I will probably take the time to read this as well, just to kind of understand a little more of the developers. And obviously, I'm not a Did You Know Gaming channel. I am more of a, this is my collection, these are pretty cool. But I also like talking about the development during it. I also like talking about like what the game could have been if that was the case. Like, I would have loved the musical portion of the Rito, as well as the other Divine Beasts. Like a Manta Ray one where Link has to go underwater would have been really cool. You know, and obviously Ganon's a big boy, and it's like, this is definitely not the purest form of Ganon that they fought 10,000 years ago, because, man, it was just Link who fought him. Like, there is no way. Also, I'm sorry, it's like, if the Divine Beasts are now taken over by the champions, was it really one last final shot that they did? Was that really it? Was that all they could muster? I don't know, the one shot. They got one shot at him, and it's like, now he's actually in the open, where it's like, hey, buddy. You know, like, that would have been way better, where it's like, you know, like, Link is, like, fighting Ganon in the castle, no one sees him, it's like, oh no, now there's Ganon, like, let's blast him out now. That would have been really cool versus what we got. I'm just saying, like, it was cool regardless, but it's like, how did the lasers get down to the basement? I'm sorry, you can't change my mind. There's no way lasers should move like that. I know it was awesome, but I can't see it. I can't see it. The ruins from times unknown. So, these are all the places that's like, yeah, the Zonai. Basically, yeah. Let's see here. Zonai. The mysterious Zonai. Ancient Hylian culture. Literally, yes. Like, literally, yes. This is also just the place in Skyward Sword. That is literally just, the Forgotten Temple is literally just the Skyward Sword temple from Skyloft just crashed down. Like, that is, like, that's not even headcanon, by the way. That's, like, legit, like, just do it. Just go there, you'll see the statue, you'll do a side-by-side, and you'll realize, oh yeah, that's from Skyward Sword. This is, I don't know what this is from. I don't know what this one's from. I will say the Gerudo ruins, I think, might be from another game. I'm trying to remember which one now. Maybe Twilight Princess. I'm assuming Twilight Princess, right? Like, somewhere, I haven't played Twilight Princess in a hot minute, so please excuse me for my rudeness. But back to our roots. Building Zelda Breath of... Alright, are you going to show us the NES bit? No. Okay, but hey, you know, like, this is sign, and, this is cute. Come on, give me Aonuma-san. Hey, there he is. The next Zelda has already begun. Literally, he's talking about, yeah. Beginning of this project, I wanted to revise expectations of what makes Zelda game. With Skyward Sword, the player descended from the sky. See, that's the thing. Like, literally, he's just been perfecting Skyward Sword. Literally, he has just been perfecting Skyward Sword as much as he could. And I think that's, like, that encapsulates everything about Skyward Sword, is just hardware limitations, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I really appreciated all of this. And this is a beautiful, big read, and it's full of a lot of good stuff and a lot of knowledge that I would highly recommend that even if you don't watch it in my video, I recommend you just go and you find it somewhere. Like, anywhere, please. It is it is so worth your time to find, to get. Yeah, no, and thank you guys so much for watching. It has been... Oh my god, it's been nearly 2 hours. But, what do you guys think I should do with this little orb? Because, like, I don't really have anything, like, I don't have any, like, they don't give you anything to put this in. It's just gonna, that. So it's like, I can't just, like, I can put this on my desk, but that doesn't look good. Like, that does not look good. You can't even see it. It's not on display. There's no light up or anything like that. I like it. I do. That's not the problem. The problem is, where am I gonna put it? And I would love... Oh, God. Put it in backwards. Oh! Look at this! I didn't even notice this port. May the goddess smile upon you. That is a very cute tongue-in-cheek nod to the actual game portion of it. So I think this is worth, if you can find it and get it for cheap. Or, you know, the internet's a thing. I mean, Nintendo doesn't like the internet because they don't seem to like the free use of this. I don't. Tell you what, first person to comment, say, hey, I made it to the end of the video. I will take this out and I will post a picture on Instagram just because I want to be reminded that someone actually watched my video all the way through and feel very happy about myself. Other than that, I'm just going to put this back in the vault. Get it? Get it? Get it? Someone get that, please. Anyway, so, this has been your Internet Pops telling you all about the Zelda stuff that you may or may not know, or may or want to know, or I don't know, man. This was a fun thing to go through. And I mean, like, putting it away, I actually feel a little sad because I want to read this more, but I know I have things I have to do today because, you know, adulting, am I right? Anyway, I don't know what to do with this because that's kind of cool as well. Maybe I could just get it, you know, like, laminated or something. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and be safe out there.